Okay, this is our topic 3 study guide. Tomorrow you'll have the test. This study guide is posted in Google Classroom. If you do not have a printer, you're going to need to write all of this down on notebook paper, including the problems, okay, and all the formulas. You have to write down the problems as well as the work, because if you don't, then when you get your test tomorrow, you're not going to be able to refer back to your study guide because you're not going to know what any of those problems were. The other thing you could do while you take your test is watch the study guide video over again while you take your test and just pause the video for each problem. That's going to be a super easy way to do it. It's honestly a really easy 100 if you do that, because all of the problems will be the same, just different numbers. I decided to make my own test as opposed to going with the book test. To make it a bit longer. Everything's worth 5 points. There are a total of 20 questions altogether. It looks like there's 18 questions, but there's really 20 because there's a part A and B for a couple questions. So everything's worth 5 points. If you show your work, you can get partial credit, so you need to show your work. All of the work that I'm writing on this study guide, you need to write. That is how much work you need to show, okay? So for this first one, what is 28% of 78? You don't have to do this long ways. You are going to move the decimal 2 places to the left and multiply, but you don't have to do it at long ways. This is the work I want you to show. Moving the decimal over 2 places is 0.28 times 78. That's the work I would like you to show, and then you could just put that in your calculator. 0.28 times 78 is 21.84. For this entire test, you can either round to the 10th place or the 100th place. It doesn't really matter to me. Do not round to the nearest whole number, though. Okay, next one. 0.35% of 45. So we're going to move the decimal over 2 places. So that's 0.0035 times 45. And that gets you 0.1575. when you put it in the calculator. Next, what is 160% of 24? Move the decimal over 2 places, so it's 1.60 times 24. Put that in the calculator and you get 38.4. Okay, this one, set up a percent proportion. If you just give me an answer or you do it some different way and don't set up a percent proportion, you won't get full credit. You need to set up the percent proportion. So, what percent is 23 out of 61? So remember, it's part over whole equals percent over 100. So the part is your is, and then the whole is your of, okay? So is over of equals percent. We don't know the percent, so we're going to call it P over 100. Then we're going to do our cross products. So 61 times P is 61P equals 23 times 100, which is 2,300. To get P by itself, you need to divide by 61 on both sides. P equals 37.7, and that's 37.7%. Please write the percent, okay? All right, next one, set up a percent equation. Once again, if you just give me an answer and you don't write the percent equation out, you don't use this method. If you use like a proportion or something, you won't get full credit because that's not showing that you know the skill. Okay, next, percent equation. So what percent of 33? So what percent, we're gonna call that P, of 33, of means multiply, okay? So what percent of 33 is means equals, and then 5. So now we have 33P equals 5, and to solve that we need to divide by 33 on both sides of the equation, and we get P equals 5 divided by 33 in your calculator is 0.1515, so on and so forth. To convert it to a percent now, because we have to convert to a percent, it's 15.15%. Next. Okay. What is the percent change from 70 feet to 92 feet? So for these ones, it says to use the following formula: new value minus old value over old value, and then times 100 to convert it to a percent. So the new value is 92. A lot of you, when we did this lesson, you just did it in order. You did this minus this. No. it goes from 70, so that's your old value, to 92. So this is your new value. So you're going to do new value, which is 92, minus your old value, which is 70, over your old value, which is 70. 92 minus 70 is 22, over 70. 22 divided by 70 is 0.314, and then we're going to multiply it by 100 to convert it to a percentage, and that is 31.4%. Is it an increase or a decrease? Well, it was positive, our percentage we got, and you're going from 70 to 92, so you're going up, so that means that it's an increase. What is the percent change from $25 to $12? Well, if we're going down, it's going to be a decrease. I could fill that answer in already. Okay, so new value is 12 minus the old value, which is 25, over the old value, which is 25. 12 minus 25 is negative 13 over 25. When you divide that, just ignore the negative. 0.52, multiply it by 100, and that's 52%. You don't really say it's a negative 52% change. It's a 52% change. It's just going down, okay? And that's why we said it's a decrease. Okay, this next one, so numbers 8 and 9, you're using the formula approximate minus exact, absolute value of that, over exact times 100. So for these ones, Sandy estimates the weight of her dog to be 8 pounds. The actual weight of her dog is 10.5 pounds. Find the percent error. So if she's estimating, that's the approximate. So 8 is your approximate, minus the actual weight, that's the exact weight, which is 10.5, over the exact weight, which is 10.5. 8 minus 10.5 is negative 2.5, over 10.5. The absolute value of negative 2.5 is positive 2.5 over 10.5. When you do 2.5 divided by 10.5 in your calculator, you will get 0.238 times, and then we're going to multiply it by 100 to convert it to a percentage, and that's 23.8%. This one, Jill estimates that 200 people will attend the comedy show. The actual amount of people that attended the comedy show was 235. Find the percent error. So estimate, that's your approximate. So 200 minus the exact, which is 235, over the exact, which is 235. So that's negative 35 over 235. The absolute value of negative 35 is positive 35 over 235. So that's 0.149, and then we multiply by 100 to convert it to a percentage. So that's 14.9%. Next, a TV that cost $650 is now on sale and selling for $499. What is the percent markdown? So for numbers 10 through 11, we're using the formula selling price minus cost divided by cost times 100. So selling price, it's sold for $499 minus the cost, which was $650, over the cost, which is $650. $499 minus $650 is negative $151 over $650. If you do 151 divided by 650 in your calculator, you will get 0.232. Just ignore the negative because it's saying what is the percent markdown, so we're not going to say it's a negative markdown because that would be a double negative. Multiply by 100, and then it's 23.2%. What is the percent markup on a $355 phone that's sold for $525? So sold for $525, that's the selling price, minus the cost, which was $355, over $355. $525 minus $355 is $170 over $355. When you divide that out, you're going to get 0.479 multiplied by 100, and it's 47.9%. Okay, for numbers 12 through 13, you're finding the selling price. So, a computer that cost $1,300 is now on sale for 15% off with 6% tax. How much does the computer cost now? So, step one, let's find out what percentage off it is. So it's 15% off, how much money off it is. So we're going to do 1,300 times 15% is 0.15. When you multiply that in your calculator, you'll get $195. So it's $195 off this amount. So now we're going to take that $1,300 and we're going to subtract $195. And we'll get $1,105. Now we have a 6% tax, so we need to take 1,105 and multiply it by 0.06. Be careful, I'm noticing that some of you are saying 6% is like 0.6. It's not, it's 0.06, because remember, we moved the decimal over 2 places. When you put this in your calculator, you will get $66.30. Then we need to add that tax to this cost. So 1,105 plus 66.30 equals 1,171.30, and that is the total cost. Of course, there's someone mowing the lawn right now outside. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, this one. What is the selling price for a $35 pair of shoes with a 20% markup? Okay, so $35 pair of shoes, we need to multiply it by 0.20, that's 20%, and we will get $7. Okay, then we need to take that $7 and we need to add it to the original cost of the shoes, which was 35. So 35 plus 7 is $42. Next one, the bill at a restaurant is $37.60. You decide to leave a 20% tip. How much is the tip and what is the total cost of the bill? So there's 2 questions you have to answer here. So first, if you leave a 20% tip, we have to take 20% of $37.60. So that's step 1, $37.60 times 0.20, that's 20. And that's $7.52, so that's the tip. So that's one of our answers. Then we need to take the tip and we need to add it to the cost of the bill. So $37.60 plus $7.52 equals $45.12, which is the cost of the bill. Okay, there's our 2 answers. Last page. All right. For numbers 15 to 16, use the simple interest formula to find the interest amount. So remember, the simple interest formula is I equals PRT, where I is interest, P is your principal amount or your initial amount, R is your interest rate, and then T is time in years. So we're always going to start with writing our formula, I equals PRT. I equals, the principal amount here is $35,000. The rate, you put this in a decimal, so that's 0.02. And then the time is 6 years. So now if you multiply 35,000 times 0.02 times 6 in your calculator, you will get $4,200. Next, same thing, I equals PRT. I equals, the principal amount is 20,000 times your rate, which is 0.03, times your time, which is 4 years. If you do 20,000 times 0.03 times 4 in your calculator, you will get $2,400. Okay, For number 17, it says to use the formula I equals PRT to find the percent of interest. So now we're looking for a percent of interest. So I equals PRT. So this time, it says the interest is $3,000 for 3 years. The interest on $3,000 for 3 years is $450. What is the simple interest rate? So it tells you, hint, I equals $450, P is $3,000, R we don't know, and T is 3. Okay, so now it's $450 equals 3,000 times 3 is 9,000, so we have 9,000 R. Now to get R by itself, we need to divide by 9,000, divide by 9,000. So if you do 450 divided by 9,000, you will get 0.05, and in a percentage, that is 5%. Next one, for number 18, use the formula I equals PRT to find the principal amount. What is the interest rate on a loan? The interest rate on a loan is 3%. The interest paid after 6 years is $700. What is the principal amount? So we'll start off with our formula I equals PRT. It tells you that I is 700. The principal amount we don't know. Our rate is 0.03. And our time is 6 years. 0.03 times 6 is 0.18 times P. Then you're going to divide by 0.18, divide by 0.18, and you will get P equals 700 divided by 0.18 is $3,888.89. And that is it. So make sure you show all of this work on your test so you can get full credit. Okay, have a good day.